You know what it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
You know who it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Odie, Mari, Sodi, Mari,
Mari, Sodi, Mari, Sodi.
black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Hey, oh,
Yes, Mo?
are you ready?
Let's go!
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy. It's the Black and Snurdy podcast with Odie and Maurice. We're back from outer space.
I'm not going to do this again.
Of course not. No, I know, but I think that actually I might co-opt that into my
Your lexicon?
yeah, yes. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm very obsessed about my own personal lexicon to the point there's literally a running list on my phone of things that I say all the time. And hopefully I no longer will repeat any of those things. But daily lexicon, or personal lexicon, that's one of the words I always say.
You got to keep it fresh.
Exactly. Want to do something
So, as we are back from our break,
different. Ooh.
I'd like to open up a conversation that is really needed. And I want you to know if you could guess what we are going to be talking about now. It is the explosive expose that Meghan and Harry had with Oprah Winfrey.
Honestly, I am so happy that you committed to that whatever you just did. Because it was a little bit all over the place. And honestly, if you didn't do it, I was going to. But I was just going to do like a sentence or something. I was just going to be like, oi.
All right, bruv.
Exactly.
Let's get into it.
Yes. Let's talk about the interview between Meghan and Harry and Oprah. Which, by the way, honestly, before we even get into anything, shout out to Oprah.
Shout out to triple OG Oprah.
She has been putting in the work and doing these interviews, like running circles around all other like journalists and interviewers and stuff like what, like she's been around since what, like the 80s, the 90s, and everything.
80s. I feel like it's been the 80s.
Mhm.
I think like late 80s was when she first started being a broadcast journalist.
Mhm.
And like she's just been dominating ever since, honestly.
Exactly. Giving out and honestly, now she has risen. She has an empire, and she's risen past the, like, I don't even like ever hear anything about like, you get a car, 'cause, like, that was like the big thing. That no, she's been doing so much more work that, like, honestly, shout out to Oprah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she spends a lot of time in her garden, and then every now and then does, little interviews with like Meghan Markle in here.
Little, yeah. And I can't, there's that white journalist who won.
Who, Meghan Kelly? Who can't spell
is it
Meghan?
Meghan Kelly?
Who can't spell Meghan right? I'm sorry. You know what? Hey, Meghan Kelly, I'm sorry that your parents don't know how to spell Meghan correctly. All right?
Is she the one that was on Fox News and then yes, it is. And she spells it really ugly too.
Yeah, like
that's an ugly spelling of Meghan.
A-E-I-O-U-R vowels, sometimes Y.
They just took it right out of there. They said, no, we're doing it now.
Yeah.
But first of all, she was talking about, like she should have asked this and that. What prince and princess duchess are you interviewing, Miss Kelly?
Didn't you have a show? Oh, wait, no.
It got canceled because you're dumb. And honestly, I don't even understand why she was even given that show for the fact that she was super racist and white feminist tears all over Fox.
Wait, are you asking why on Fox News privileged white racist was given airtime?
No, I'm asking why
seen the 4 years?
I was trying to know why why she was giving that on Fox, but why was she giving that on like other networks? Because didn't she go to the Today Show after?
I believe so, yeah.
And it's like, why are you giving her space? Just because Trump said something rude to her did not make her this feminist icon. But That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, we you
She
know
was
what?
salty because she didn't get to interview the princess
Mhm.
and the prince, and she probably asked them, and they were like, "Bitch, we don't know you,"
Yeah.
and that she was salty. But either way,
Yeah. I mean, if she wants an interview, honestly, like I'm taking calls, she can interview these nuts. Literally the only thing that I can say while on Lent. Because I can't curse.
But I will say that, like, one of my main takeaways as a journalist is that Oprah is just the queen of interviewing somebody and really already knowing, not that she already knew the answers, because I don't think that she like told them what she was going to say. And I could say that not with the interview she was having with Meghan, but when Harry came on there, because Harry, you could definitely tell that Harry was like, bitch, I've already answered your questions, but she kept going deeper and deeper, and she also just like her feigning surprise at things, like she is give her EGOT. Does she have one? Because she needs one.
Wait a minute, there was the specific part when like Meghan was like, yeah, there was a lot of questions about the color of Archie's skin, and then just like Oprah does like a
oh gosh,
no, it's literally like, I'm sorry, what?
The clutching of her pearls.
What?
When she grew up in Jim Crow, what was it, Mississippi? She knows that people, both black and white, because black people across the diaspora cannot pretend like nobody done asked, how light is the baby, what the hair look like?
Exactly.
All that stuff. That is a thing. White supremacy has fucked up a lot of us in a lot of different ways.
Shout out to Jasmine Sullivan and Anderson .Paak on that one song.
Although that song, I didn't really appreciate Anderson .Paak.
You messing up my legacy.
Just because of the fact of that, like, one, I just felt like it didn't. This is a little off topic, but the fact that he said, I'm light-skinned and this baby came out Samuel L. Jackson, first of all, black people are going to come out whatever color regardless, because my grandparents, super brown chocolate, and my auntie Linda came out looking like Beyonce, blonde hair, blue eyes.
I'm sorry, time out. You also have an Aunt Linda?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a very popular name from that generation.
It really is. Shout out to all the Lindas and Leroys.
Yes, because that's real popular. But no, I didn't like that part, because it just was like, at the end of the day, black people are going to come out various shades, light, bright, and almost white, all the way to looking like super chocolatey, Dijon Hansu. And that doesn't matter what color your parents are. We're just black, and black comes in all shades. Now, she definitely
for a point of reference, the song is Price Tags off of Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels, and a very great album. I listened to it with a friend of the first time and had to do a double take when I was like, what are those lyrics? Oh, let me listen. Anyhow, but that's neither here nor there.
But somebody, Prince William, asked, I believe it's Prince William, asked Harry what the baby gonna look like. Now, this is my thing. Now, even though you can look at people like black women like Nicole Richie, her mother's white, her father's black, but her ancestors
white have
a hold
there's a song
on Nicole Richie's DNA, because when you look at her daughter, there's like, when you look at her, she's like a light-skinned black woman.
Yeah.
Like Nicole Richie's looks like a light-skinned black woman to me. Honestly, I've seen a lot of people say, I didn't know Meghan Markle was black, and I am like, how? She just looks like a light-skinned black woman. There's a Meghan Markle in a lot of our families. It doesn't, like, regardless of how dark or light your family is, I never thought, oh, she's mixed with anything else. I just thought she's a light-skinned black woman.
Yeah, I was just like, that hair. Yeah, she's definitely
for me, it's always the hair. I'm always like, do you have a perm? Sure. So it's like, regardless of how light you are, like, my cousins, my aunt's German, my uncle's Nigerian, and like both of them have very kinky hair and have to have a perm. And it's like, when I see women who have that texture, I'm like, yeah, that tracks. And so so like when people were talking about Meghan and how black she was, I was like, one, look at her mom, because Miss Doria Ragland is black AF.
First off, that name is black
AF. And
that name is Black AF more than that show, Black AF.
Yeah, Black. Yes, definitely. I just, you know what? I take solace in the fact that Archie is going to grow up eating real oxtails and real jerk chicken.
Oh, first off, there's no way that Archie's not just going to be the next Drake. Like, you telling me? You telling me his
The memes I've seen have been hilarious. Like, somebody took the Killmonger and was like,
"Hey, auntie."
Hey, auntie. And I'm like, okay, now you guys are dragging it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I don't find it hella funny. Like, somebody put a video of this little white boy shimmying, like he's a Kappa and he was shimmying with his bros, and they were like, "This is gonna be Archie when he grows up on Howard's campus." And I was like, "Yes, he's gonna go to HU."
Oh, he's definitely gonna be frequenting the booty wall. Oh my goodness! As a side note, wait. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so a little bit of backstory. Myself and Odie are Howard alumni.
You know.
She's literally wearing the Howard University alumni sweater that is basically her trademark. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I feel like this happened like some time ago. Did they take down the booty wall?
How could you take down the booty wall?
I don't know.
It's a part of Tubman Quadrangle.
I don't know, but I don't want to do that Google search. I feel like that was through the grapevine that I heard something about I heard something about the booty
wall.
But
I feel like it's definitely there. But back to the interview. Now, these are some things. I wrote down some notes.
Maurice's skill is to derail any conversation if he's given a chance to speak.
These are the things that happened. So, now, I was first interested when Meghan... Now, this is one thing that Meghan said that I thought was a little bit might have been a fib. I'm not gonna say she's lying, but a fib, as my nana used to make us say, when she tried to say that she didn't Google like anything about like being royal or him being a prince. Now, obviously, like on one hand, I feel like if I was dating Prince Harry, do I need to Google him? Not exactly, because his whole life has been like on display, so you would have seen stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would have probably Googled like, all right, well, what does it mean to date a prince? Like, something like that.
All right, so time out. I will say this. Who's writing those articles? You're not telling me that there's some BuzzFeed article like 20 ways that dating a prince is different than dating just some bum dude. Like,
that's true.
Where literally would on the internet you get the information?
But I feel like you could just find like what's her name? Fergie, not the singer, the one that was married to she was married to some prince or king or something. I forgot. Not
the singer. What other Fergie are you referring to? You don't know
about Fergie? She was married to a prince.
You said not the singer Fergie.
Yes, not the singer Fergie.
So then who is the other Fergie?
The original Fergie who was married to a prince.
Well, okay, so time out. Clarification. There's the singer Fergie who sings Glamorous, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there is also just another woman who exists apropos of nothing else.
Yes.
But is just mainly known for having dated a prince.
She was married to him. They publicly divorced sometime in the 2000s, maybe the aughts or the early 90s.
And then where did she go? She's
still around. I think she was on Dance with the Stars or something recently. Like, she was doing Jenny Craig and all that. Like, she was a whole thing. I don't know how you never heard of her, but I did.
Everybody out there, please send emails and tweets with photos of who this other
she's a redhead.
She's a redhead Fergie?
Yes. Either way,
white people, y'all gotta stop naming your children Fergie.
I feel like that there could have been something, but either way, now we're gonna move on. So now these are the things that I found my favorite parts, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Was one when she told on Kate Middleton, who I used to think was cool, but now I know is a big fat bitch. Because how are you going to make somebody cry on their wedding day because you want your daughter in a special bridesmaid dress for the babies, but you don't even tell... Meghan said, I don't want to say anything bad about her because she apologized. She knew she did something wrong. She sent me flowers. But the bitch never once came out and said tabloids. It wasn't her. I made her cry, even up until now. And they got married in 2018. So all the way from 2018 to now, you couldn't have said that was me. And they're decimating her in the freaking tabloids.
That was the whitest thing I think I had ever heard that single day that I watched that.
She sent me flowers, but she didn't say anything else. And even though I do understand now, I know now I'm not a royal. My grandpa a chief, so technically I'm a princess.
All right, because I was definitely waiting for
flip. I'm hair flip. My grandpa was a chief of our village, so I understand that there's some pomp and circumstance that goes along with that.
Can we start a list of things that you always say? Because
I don't always say that my grandpa was a chief.
I don't know. We're gonna listeners. I don't know how many episodes this is in, but I want everybody to be like, yeah, she's grandfather.
But I just think that in general, like, there's a lot of pomp and circumstance that goes with being a royal and all any sort of person in like a high prestige thing.
Yeah, I've seen Coming to America too.
But at the end of the day, I think that even though I do have, when she was saying that she feels sympathy for them and Harry saying, like, they feel trapped, I completely believe that, because you can't do everything that you want to do and say what you want to say, because it is a very tumultuous relationship between them and the media. But at the end of the day, if you know that your sister-in-law is feeling some type of way, she's probably asked you some things like, how can I be better? I'm feeling crazy. She's pregnant. She's feeling depressed and anxious and suicidal. And you're still not going to even clarify? No, I don't rock with you. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says.
So you hear that, Kate Middleton? You're on notice. Says Odie. Odie the judge. Judge Odie.
Exactly.
Judge Odie.
Now, okay. My other thing is my favorite part. One of my favorite parts was when Oprah says, "Are you silent? Were you silent or were you silenced?" Because just the hand movements.
Yes.
Oprah is the GOAT when it comes to interviews. I don't care.
I have not done any research as far as Oprah's discography is concerned, as far as the awards and accolades that she has. But she deserves a Tony, a Grammy, an Emmy, an Oscar.
Give her the EGOT.
Give her a Pulitzer, I never will figure out how to say that one, because there's like an I and a Z and a T in there. So yeah, but no, she deserves all the awards for all the work that she's done, and just for that one silenced or silent.
That was perfect.
Honestly, all right, time out. There was that one section. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people, and before I say anything, I've seen a lot of people who have had nuance when it comes to like Harry's like last 20-minute interview, him strolling up in there to be supportive, which, by the way, honestly, anybody who stands with their wife, like, shout out to y'all.
He gave up his fucking crown.
Yeah.
He's second in. If his father and his brother were to be in an accident, he's the next in line.
But keep this in mind, too. Like, keep this in mind. Dude literally is watching the same exact thing play out to his wife. Mm-hmm. The same thing that happened with his mom.
Yeah.
And then all the other extra layers of race in there as well. Like,
now we can't. Now I will say, when Harry was like, "Oh, I didn't think about race." I remember when Harry was like, well, he was either between 18 and 21, and it was this whole big thing in the media because he went to a Halloween costume.
Oh, wait,
party
he was the
dressed as Hitler.
Wait, he was the Hitler one, not the blackface one. Okay, got you.
No. That was the Canadian Prime Minister.
My bad. Sorry.
Trudeau.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. I keep getting people in power who do like dress up for horrible Halloween costumes mixed up. My apologies.
Now the thing is, like, do I think that Harry is the same stupid, idiotic? Now, when he dressed up as Hitler, I feel like, and I'm just thinking now, my knowledge of like royal children behavior is from all the Disney movies and things that came out when we were younger.
Of course.
But I can imagine.
Oh man, is Harry Bambi? And now continue.
I can imagine Prince Harry being like, a young man, 18 to 21 or however old he was, early 20s, saying, how can I piss off my family the most? You do some tabloid shit. You dress up as Hitler because you know people gonna see the picture and they're gonna be annoyed. I remember there being something about him having a hotel room with some socialite and they were all naked and doing all this bullshit. So it's like, do I think he's the same person as then? I don't. I think that we can allow people to grow. But I will say, I don't think that he could say, like, oh, I didn't think about the race part, because I just think that he hoped that she was light enough that they weren't going to care, that the fact that she was mixed race, that they were going to be a little bit better than what he would have expected. Because at the end of the day, like, he was right. His growing up in an extremely lily white way, I don't think I've never seen any black person in staff in the royal house.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
honestly, the first time I ever even saw any black people even remotely close to having like powdered wig was in Bridgerton. So like, and that doesn't count. That's a whole fictional universe, and he's coming in napkins and stuff because he's beefing with his dad. So
but I just think that, like, I definitely think he was sheltered in one way, but I think that the majority of it was the fact that he was hoping that his family would just be better. And now one thing that I wrote down that she said, I think everyone welcomed me in. And I think that, and when she said it, it was like, she was like, yeah, they welcomed me. Yeah. And I felt that it was like, they welcomed her, but they did not expect her or want her to
be
stay
around. Yeah, honestly. And as soon as she said that, I was like, well, yeah, I've dated white people before. Like, it literally, that's exactly how it is. Look, families love me, baby. Like black, white, brown, whatever. But the two young ladies whom I dated, who were white, their parents, they love me. I'm cool. I'm charming and everything like that. But you could definitely tell certain smiles that are given are definitely the smiles of, yeah, we can make it through this weekend. We could definitely like hang out just a few months before it all goes to crap.
I mean, I think
he's not gonna be around forever, right? Because
I think that's what it was. And what was interesting to me,
she'll dump him and go out with Topher.
Oh God. Anyway, I think that what was interesting to me was when they were talking, when both of them mentioned like the Australia tour, or when she was pregnant, was when like things seemed to really turn for the worst. And then it was talking about no security for her, Archie, that he wasn't going to have a title. They were going to actually change the convention so that Archie wouldn't have a title. And I'm like, damn, y'all really don't want a negress and her little pickaninny to have. You really were thinking, damn, we really going to have to get this little brown baby. And the thing is Archie is not even brown. The blackest thing on him is his nose.
Yeah, honestly, it feels so weird to try to Google what does Archie look like. Like, I don't be looking at babies I be Googling other BS, but now I'm like, I'm like, what is this child look like that they thought was gonna be so scary? But the thing about it is that
Meghan Markle, regardless of whether both of her parents were white or if both her parents were black or one is white and one is black, she's very fair.
She's got great genes. Time out.
What?
Whoa. Sorry. Not in the...
I'm saying she's very fair. Them thinking that the child would be...
She's bad. She's
beautiful. Really
yeah, that's what I mean.
But like, I don't see how they would have thought the child would have been like this darky out here, because even though if you're black, which is why a lot of people who are passing, and I think that there needs to be a distinction between a white passing person and someone who's fair skinned. White passing means that you don't tell people about the Negro in your family.
Yeah.
And she's not white passing. She's just a fair skinned person. Like, she's very light skinned.
Yeah.
There's a difference. But everyone I have actually been like, oh yeah, she's white passing. But someone was like, yeah, that's different. Being white passing is different than being very light skinned.
But here's the thing. This is what I need to say. Like, none of this is surprising at all when it comes to like you know how do I say this? You could document and they have documented any time any of the England royals have ever interacted with black people, because it's always those tours whenever they go to freaking Africa and stuff.
When Prince William went to Africa and had the tribesmen carrying him in on their shoulders?
Yeah.
And then he's like, then after the interview this week, he was like, they of course paraded around that a dark-skinned black woman with braids, and they were asking him, "Are you racist?" And he's like, "We're not a racist family." First of all, I hope Auntie got the biggest check of her life, that she's able to eat, her aunties and uncles are able to eat, her kids and grandkids are able to eat off that check, because they were like, black dark-skinned woman wanted, the kinkier the better, please PR, like whatever the casting.
If you squint, was that Diamond and Silk?
Maybe, but I feel like you could not say that William saying we're not racist when your literal lineage colonized a majority of the world. I'm only speaking fucking English right now
because of
you.
Yeah.
And not even on the American side, on my Nigerian side as well.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not speaking to you in Igbo right fucking now is because of the colonization of my country. There's no way that you could tell me that you're not fucking racist. Have you not read Heart of Darkness?
There we go. Heart of Darkness, Apocalypse Now. This was from a few weeks ago. The documentary was called Heart of Darkness, and the movie was Apocalypse Now.
But Heart of Darkness by Conrad something or other.
Yes.
Was just such a clear way of showing what the Europeans thought, the British Europeans thought about Africa.
Yeah.
They thought we were savages. Yeah. And they still... No, but
barely
since then, go look up Winston Churchill and what he thought about the Black Indians.
Yeah, and that wasn't even all that long ago. What was the Blitz? Was like, the Queen has been around since Winston Churchill, and that's not that long in the grand scheme of history.
There's not anything that's new. So the fact that he's like, yeah, you know, after they saw how dope she was in Australia, they're like, wow, this black lady really is bringing in the masses. They're really loving her. Now, all of a sudden, we got to change the conventions so that the black child that they have is no longer going to possibly be Prince, because we can't possibly have a black heir to the throne. Because
all they've had, like, it's the equivalent of, like, their entire lineage is just, like, eating, like, just blood pudding and all that other nonsense. And that finally have some adobo in the mix right now. Finally got some seasoned sauce, some Old Bay, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's not to my liking. This is highly irregular. This is not how we do things.
The fact that anybody would be asking what the baby looks like when the Queen of England and her husband are fucking cousins.
We don't even talk about that.
Can we discuss that a little bit?
Can we also talk about that other dude who
Prince Philip?
The
pedophile?
Oh yeah, hanging out with old dude who hung himself, quote unquote. Yeah, but no, let's go over here and spend an entire media train in England and Piers Morgan's dumb self to bash this.
Piers Morgan, but also Sharon Osbourne. Did you see her on whatever that show she's on?
I heard something along
she
those
told Cheryl's what's her
Cheryl Underwood?
Yeah, Cheryl Underwood. Yeah. She said, don't you dare cry. I'm the one that should be crying, because they asked her about her tweets about Piers Morgan. Bitch, are you dumb?
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb?
I don't know both. She's all of them.
Yeah, she's all of them.
But one thing that I really feel like we need to address.
This is when we're gonna address it.
Is Tyler Perry.
Oh, shout out Tyler Perry, you're a real one.
He's a real one. Now, I'm not gonna say that this eradicates all of the damage that Tyler Perry has done.
No, this is Tyler Perry the helper, not Tyler Perry the writer.
But I just think that we need to just say Tyler Perry, he really, and I don't know what his motives were behind it, But at the end of the day, the fact that Tyler Perry had to step in and be like, oh, they're not going to protect y'all, I got it.
Yeah.
And I want to say that the fact that somebody is going to have to be like to the queen, yes, Tyler Perry houses them. And she's like, who? And they're like, well, let me show you Medea goes to jail.
Exactly. And mind you, isn't Tyler Perry from Atlanta?
He is.
Yeah, so like I just met like as soon as they said he gave him housing and security, I was like, oh yeah, obviously the Migos are just standing outside.
No, but I think this was in there.
Cooking bad bougie. Anyhow, but yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all.
LA residence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
either way,
one of the throwaway houses.
I think that it was just really great that they were able to get the protection they needed because obviously, regardless of whether or not the palace thinks that they are worthy of protection, they needed it because he's a fucking prince and she's Meghan Markle and they have a baby and like that should be the top priority.
Yeah, shout out to the royal family and them. I hope they're okay.
Well, no, shout out to Meghan Markle and Prince
that's
Harry.
my royal family.
Also,
they're my royal
George
family.
and Charlotte.
Yeah.
But, we'll be back to talk about more things.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatSOD_THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.